everybody, I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch ArtSci, the art and science of watch collection. Today, we're going to be reviewing NK's collection. Now, this collection, in some ways in my mind, was a perfect collection. This is a guy's collection. It's got guy written all over it, okay? And it's got some variety in it, and I've got a couple suggestions, but not a lot. This is really a very lean, focused collection, and I like it. Okay, well, let's start off taking a look at the first one. Here you got a Speedmaster, Moonwatch Professional. Now, this particular one has the Omega caliber 1861, and that has a base of the Lemania 1873, and so you got a nice solid watch here. The Lemania goes way back. It's an old one of the long-lasting Swiss movements. And so, and again, this is a speedy. A lot of guys have to, that's sort of a de rigueur in certain collections. And this is a good example of it. Look at that thing. It's just really nice. I mean, with nothing about it, but it's all speedy. Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. Okay, the next watch is another one that is sort of a guy classic, for lack of a better term. And it's a Rolex Submariner. And this is a ceramic model. The reference on that one is 1460M, in case you want to look it up. But here's another one. Clean as a whistle. It's just... there really isn't anything that I saw in this collection that was what you might call ostentatious. Some people think that Rolexes are simply by showing up with one. I don't. They're just like, oh boy, here's a good watch. We're gonna go out and tell time with it. So there. Anyway, this is a nice example of just a sweet Submariner. Okay, the next watch, this is one that was on my list, but with me and Rolexes, every time I start to get one, I blow my money on something else. And this is the one that I wanted too. I like the black and blue, or the Batman color combination. And one of the things that I like about Rolexes, I always have, is the magnifying glass over the date. And here again, you have this just a very, very typical kind of GMT. This is a GMT-Master 2, and with the Batman color scheme to it. And I like it. I think that's just again, you have this really focused, solid collection. Okay, now the final one here is an interesting one. This is a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso TT 1931. And I looked at this and I thought, this is a gorgeous example of Art Deco. And, so I looked at my wife's watch. She's got a Reverso. And see if I can aim it up there. And at the top of the watch, it shows Jaeger-LeCoultre. And then down below here, it has Reverso. So I thought, wait a minute here. And then, so I thought, well, I'll take a look at some other ones. And so I found another Grand Reverso, and the same thing. It's got Jaeger-LeCoultre up at the top. Some of these models have a small second down below. And but this one just said Jaeger-LeCoultre. So did my wife's. And so I thought, well, I better look this up. And it turns out that the 1931 simply has a reverso at the top. It doesn't have anything about Jaeger-LeCoultre on the dial on it. And I just thought, boy, this is the coolest looking watch. It's clean as a whistle, and it just sort of like razor sharp Art Deco. Okay, so here you have this very focused kind of collection. Uh, Most of the two Rolexes and the Speedmaster are clearly what you might call, well, they're sports watches, but they're sort of rough and tumble kind of guy things. And I was going to suggest, I was thinking, well, something you want to take your girl out to dinner or something like that. And, he's got the Reverso, and I like that Art Deco style. That'll go with a lot of stuff. And here's the irony: the Reverso, as most people know, was originally designed for a guy playing polo, and he kept getting them busted, so they made him one with a top that flipped over. By the way, I'm wearing my FP Journe Resonance because next week I got to take it in and I'll ship it off to Geneva and I won't see it. So for about 4 months. So I'm trying to wear it all the time. Okay. What would I suggest with this? Now, I really do think you could leave it the way it is and be happy for it, and to be smart happy, not like most watch collectors. I'm dumb happy. I get happy with something and then, oh, look at that. So I'm going to say, hey, what about this? Two watches came to mind when I saw this collection. Both are sort of what you might call, they're called dress watches, but to me they're sort of dinner watches. You wouldn't want to wear them to anything other than something very formal, very nice. One is Patek Philippe Calatrava, and the other is Vacheron Constantin Patrimony. And they're very similar looking watches. And there are a lot of other companies that make watches that are that round classic. Hang on a second, let me get out my Calatrava right here. It's just a simple round face, and it has this one has, it's all gold. There's no I don't know, maybe the Patrimony or the newer Calatravas, but it's just a really nice sort of special night out with your gal, formal kind of thing. Maybe it'd be a good kind of thing for a job interview in certain kinds of areas. But that would be what I would suggest: a Patek Philippe Patrimony or a Calatrava, Patek Philippe Calatrava. By the way, too, this is a vintage Calatrava. This is like from 1968, I think. And I got new Patek Philippe strap for it and buckle. So everything's authentic. And that's, of course, something else you want to do with a watch like this. Okay. Like I said, I really like this collection. You might be wise leaving it alone, but I think you needs a cherry on the top, and I think the Patrimony or the Calatrava might do the trick, or some similar kind of thing. You don't want to get something Bauhaus like a Nomos. You want something with a little glitter to it, I guess, but not tacky. And by glitter, this is all I mean. Just have a nice, clean gold watch, and for a fancy occasion. And these are priced probably a little higher, but not that much higher than watches in your collection. Those Rolexes are not cheap, and neither is that Grand Reverso. So anyhow, that's what I would suggest. Uh, Let me know what you think. NK, I think you got a fabulous collection, and if you're smart, you won't listen to me. That's it. And then your wife won't be on your case. Um, for the rest of you, hey, what do you think? What do you think of NK's collection? First of all, it's a nice, focused, just razor sharp collection. That's what I think it is. What do you think? And by the way, this is an invitation to subscribe. You're always welcome. Okay, that's it for Watch Out Sci and NK's collection. Bill Sanders for Watch ArtSci, the Art and Science of Watch collection.